music, or flowers. Mrs. Joy, who lived in the city, decided to shift away from the hustle and bustle. So, she bought a small house with a big garden in the countryside. No one had been living in the house for a long time, so the garden was not well kept. Though Mrs. Joy was old, she spent most of her time taking care of the garden. She planted various flowers, watered and looked after them with lots of love. One day, a fairy was flying in the sky. She saw Mrs. Joy working and lovingly talking to the flowers. She flew over to the flowers. She used magic to make them even bigger and brighter. Next day, the garden looked more colorful than ever. Mrs. Joy was amazed. She could also hear a faint hum. Soon, the humming changed to a melody. Mrs. Joy gasped. "Yes, the music is coming from the flowers." She moved nearer to the flower buds to take a closer look. Mrs. Joy started spending more time in the garden. The more care and love she gave to the plants, the sweeter the music sounded. She did not know that it was the magic of the fairy. One day, Mrs. Joy was resting in the house. Some children wandered into the garden. One of the girls exclaimed, "What a great place to play hide and seek! Let's play here!" They started playing but did not notice that they were trampling the flowers. When Mrs. Joy heard the noise, she came out running. She was shocked to see the poor state of the garden. She sat on a rock, covered her face, and groaned. "My garden! The music! Oh dear!" When the children saw her, they realized what they had done. Mrs. Joy told them about the musical flowers. She cried that they would not sing anymore. The children felt terrible about what they had done. They started to leave. But one of the boys had an idea. They were going to help Mrs. Joy to fix the garden. So they came every day and worked. They pulled out the weeds, watered the plants, and even talked to the plants. Soon, the flowers began to bloom again. Now, the children too could hear the melody of the flowers. They were overjoyed. They had brought the music back. They felt good about helping Mrs. Joy with her garden. They decided they would continue helping her. Somewhere from high up in the sky, the fairy smiled down at them.